Hello everyone, welcome back to the MERN Stack Laboratory series. In the previous video, we developed a simple authentication mechanism using HTML and Express.js where we verified the user's email ID and password using the post method. In this experiment, we'll learn one of the most important concepts in Express.js called routing. We'll develop two different routes. The first route will print all prime numbers less than 100. The second route will print all cube number less than 100. Along the way, we'll understand how routing works in Express.js and how functions can be called from different routes. So let's get started. Before writing the code, let's understand what routing is. Routing is the process of deciding how a server should respond to different URLs requested by the client. For example, if a user opens http localhost 3000 and the /home, the server can display the home page. If the user opens http localhost 3000 about, the server can display the about page. Similarly, in this experiment, we'll create two routes. The first route is find prime 100 and the second route is find cube 100 as displayed in the question. Depending on the URL entered by the user, Express.js will execute the corresponding function and return the result. Let's understand the flow. If a user opens a browser and it requests through the URL, Express router, what it does, it will find the proper route. Now let's understand the program step by step. This line imports the Express.js framework. This creates the Express application object. We'll use this object to define routes and start the server. Now let's understand the first function. This function calculates all prime numbers less than 100. An empty array is created. All prime numbers found during execution will be stored in this array. This loop checks every number from 2 to 99. Why start from 2? Because 0 and 1 are not prime numbers. A prime number is a number that is divisible only by 1 and itself. Examples include 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on. And then we have created a flag. Initially we assume every number is prime. If we find a divisor, we change it to false. Then we have an inner loop. This loop checks whether the current number is divisible by any value. Notice that we are checking only up to root of number. This makes the program more efficient. If the remainder is 0, the number is divisible, so it cannot be a prime number. Then we are breaking. There is no need to continue checking, so the loop terminates immediately. If is prime is still true, the number is added to the array by using primes.push and it will return primes. Finally, the complete list of prime number is returned. Now let's understand the second function, that is find cubes. This function calculates cube numbers less than 100. First, we are creating a cubes empty array. It will store all cube values. The loop continues until I raised to 3 becomes 100 or greater than that. Examples include 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, 5 cube is 125. Since 125 is greater than 100, the loop stops and it will store the cubes by using cubes.push. Each cube value is added into an array and at last returns the cube array by using the return keyword. Now let's create our first route, app.get find prime 100 request with the request and response. Whenever the browser opens http localhost 3000 find prime 100, this route executes. The function response.json find primes is called and the return array is sent back to the browser in JSON format. Similarly, app.get find cube 100 with the request and response. When the handles request for http localhost 3000 find cube 100 and this sends all cube numbers less than 100 to the browser. Finally, app.listen port starts the Express server on the port 3000. Now let's run the program. Open the terminal and just type node server.js. So the server is running on the port 3000. So you have to open localhost 3000 with find primes 100. All the prime numbers between 2 to 100 will be displayed. Then we have another route, that is find cubes 100. All the cubes between 1 to 100 will be displayed with this route. So in this video, we learned what Express.js routing is, how multiple routes are created, how functions can be called from different routes, how to calculate prime numbers, how to calculate cube numbers, and finally how to return JSON response using Express.js. That's all for this experiment. With this experiment, we have completed the MERN laboratory experiments covered in this playlist. Throughout this series, we have learned MongoDB operations, Express.js, Node.js, Ajax, authentication, routing, and several important backend concepts that form the foundation for MERN development. I hope this playlist has helped you understand the concepts clearly and prepare for your laboratory examinations. If you found this series helpful, please like the videos, share them with your classmates, and subscribe to the channel for more programming tutorials and project-based learning. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next series.